Okay, we'll see. So, introducing resistance bands. So, I told you, and I'll recap now just for the people that might pull this on, but while I'm recapping, I'm going to step up on my step. See that? And then I'm going to put my foot down. So, I'm going to drop my shoulders. I have my bands in my hands. One is a medium pull, and this is a light pull. So people that have shoulder issues, for instance, I always start with the light one, always. So when I step up here and I bring this leg up, just like I did, some of you immediately start losing your balance. That's quite normal, but that's why I want to encourage you to always have a chair, a wall, a desk, a table that you can just lay your hand on. Why is that important? It's important because I'm using this as a warm-up. You're just now getting your joints kind of saying, oh my goodness, she's doing something different here. So when I step into this, many of you step in, and we're going to be doing loading with these motions. You got to get this right. The minute you step in and you don't stop and think, many of you step in and you lock your leg. You either do that or you overlean to try to find your balance. So I'm telling you, drop your shoulders. When you step into your pillow, in order to not overlean forward or lock your leg, put a chair or a desk or a counter where within reach where you can just put your hand on it. That's when you're going to really line yourself up properly. So I'm going to put my foot in the front, right here on the pillow in the middle. I'm going to bring my leg up this way. Okay? I got my hand here to steady me and so I don't overlean. This is my challenge side. Even though this is my knee replaced, this is my hip replaced. And I got a lot of feet issues because I got my Granny Lanning's feet. And my cousin is on here and she's probably laughing because maybe she does too. Terrible feet. Look it, I'm holding. You know why? I'm giving my joints time to feel this load all the way through my spine, through my hip, all the way down through my knee, through my ankle, my foot. Very important to get that warmed up. Now I'm going to step back down and I'm going to lower my center of gravity. What do I have in my hand? These are resistance bands. These are a very simple one, but they're an extra long one. And if you want to get it, I am happy to get it for you, okay? So now I'm going to put my other foot up and I'm going to bring my leg forward. So in that one movement that we just now did, many of you overleaned forward, or you're going to the side, or you're going into your chair. So I want you to really line yourself up. When you bring this knee forward, take a breath, drop your shoulders, soften your knee, say rib cage up, and you should be nice and lined up now, and you're hanging out here for just a minute. Some of you who are maintaining this with me have scrunched your toes up. You want to try not to do that. You want to open up those toes or splay the toes, okay? Take a breath. See, my knee is soft. I'm not locking my joints. It's getting that load readout. Now I'm going to step down and step down. Take a breath. And now I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to bring my leg so far up, but I'm going to go ahead and alternate my legs. So I'm stepping up on my challenge leg, and I know what I tend to do. I tend to overlean so that I use my stronger muscles. I want to use my weaker muscles. So what does that mean? I can't do those funny compensatory things. So see, instead of bringing my knee forward, see this? See what I'm doing? With the loose leg or the free swing leg, I am just pulling my heel up. So those of you out there that have hamstring issues, oh my goodness, this is a very important move for you. It's a very simple move. Line yourself up. Okay, I've already done it once or twice today. All right, but lower your center of gravity. That's number one. Don't lean. Tap your toe and then bring the heel up. Not hard. You just want to keep your tummy tight. You do not want to lock this leg. Keep it soft. Say rib cage up and just bring that heel up. Now you've done it repeatedly right now. So even though we're warming up, many of you who are doing this when you're doing it correctly are feeling it in your hamstring. Yay, but you need to understand that if you pull it up too tight, it will elicit a cramp in your hamstring. And many of you who are doing this repeatedly right now, and let's say you've had a knee issue, let's say you've had plantar fasciitis, ankle issues, by virtue of that, you're going to be weaker in your hamstring. Other muscles too, but especially your hamstring. Just give me 3 more. Kathy's counting. I don't think we're at 30 yet. Take a breath. Okay, step down, lower your center of gravity. And if you did that with me repeatedly, you felt a tightness right back here. That's called the hamstrings. Okay, turn it out. All right. Release, right? But when you turn it out, don't lean, okay? And yeah, I have my little resistance bands that I'm going to be using here in just a minute. I have them in my hand because I want everybody that's coming on late to understand this is medium pull. It's a green one. This is a light pull. It's a yellow. These are from Perform Better. It has the number right on here. But if you're around me or I can get them to you, I got a whole bunch of them. Okay, now bring that leg back. Okay, now walk back just 2 or so steps, just a couple of steps. Just walk back, then walk back forward. Take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to bring that foot up and I'm going to lower my center of gravity, push my butt back a bit. Don't lock your knee. Now I'm going to bring that free leg up. I'm going to tap my toe, bring it up, tap my toe, bring it up. If you need to, put your hand on a counter, on a chair, or a wall to maintain a really good neutral line, then do that. This is going to help you. Now, if you want to make this a really hard, much harder challenge, of course, you do it with no assistance. But for me, a lot of times I like to do this little cheater move. See, I learned it from my students that are slugs. See, and I have a lot of slugs. And so once in a while, I copy them, which I'm trying not to, but that's okay because everybody's a slug once in a while, right? It's okay. So see what I'm doing? I'm talking you through this. I'm doing this with you. So like right now, you should feel the load and you should feel your hamstring starting to build up tension because you're using it, all right? I'm not using it hard. This is a great way to get a warm up going for your hamstring. Either use your hand to steady yourself or don't use it. And you're going to put a big load. It's a huge difference. Stay in there. Stay with me. Stay with me. You're feeling a lot of pressure in the loaded hip, right? Which you should. Take a breath. Just give me 3 more. Here we go. Breath, breath, breath. Step back down and step back down. And come back and turn that toe out. See, that will totally release. And then you push your hip forward just a little bit. You have this toe turned out, and you just push your hips forward. Keep your tummy just a little taut, and just push, just gently. That will open up everything through your hip, your back. Just push. these hips forward. Keep your chin tucked. Okay, shoulders down. Take a big breath. Yes, and come back up. Good. Okay, walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back. Okay, take a big breath, come back up. And I'm going to step to the side and to the side. I'm going to do a hip push back. And I'm going to come right back up. When you come up from this first, not a deep squat, but a squat, take a breath and don't lock your knees, okay? So we're going to push our butt back, go into just a good squat, come back up. Now squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt, and just push forward gently. Don't lock your knees. Don't lock your knees. Don't lock them. And then come back down. We got two more. Push back and come back up. Squeeze your butt. Okay, drop your shoulders. See, I put my heel of my hand right back here on the top of my hips. Push your hips forward. Don't lock your knees. Keep your tummy tight. Drop your shoulders. Okay? Why do I keep saying all these things? Because I know you forget. And you go, oh, shoot, she caught me. One more. Here we go. Hip hinge. So I don't even call this a squat. I'm just hip hinging. Then I'm going to come up. I'm going to tighten my butt. I'm going to drop my shoulders. And I'm going to push my hips forward. Keep your knees soft. Oh my goodness. Some of you might want to do that even a couple more times because it just feels so good through maybe a tight back or hip or whatever. All right. Now I'm going to introduce the band. So if you have a band, and again, shoulder people, you need to use a light band. If you only have one type, then just don't overwork yourself, okay? So now we're going to put a compound move on this next move. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the move first. I have my band, and what I'm going to do is pull on the band gently, and I'm going to drop my shoulders. My stomach is already tight. My knees are soft. So while I pull out on the band with the backs of my hands, I have to have my elbows into my waist. Okay? Drop your shoulders. So while we do this pull, we're going to shift, tap. See that? So my knee is soft. My toes are pretty straightforward. And as I'm tapping, I'm going to pull with my shoulders down and my elbows to my waist. And I'm going to go tap, 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 pull. Then step down, release that band. Okay, now shift. Okay. Now I'm into this leg. I'm shifting. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. And I know I'm going to put my foot here and I'm going to start tapping. And what am I going to do when I tap? I'm going to do that second move. So that means compound move. Okay. Take a breath. So some of you might think, oh, I can't do this compound move. It's too hard. Well, give it a try and just understand that walking and chewing gum could be counted as a compound move. So I'll send you to Nancy to do that. Keep your elbows in. Keep your elbows in, your knees soft. Okay? See, I'm tapping, but my elbows are in and I'm pulling really hard. And then I'm going to come back down. Go into a squat and come back. Okay? So I did just one on one side, one on the other side, but I did a repeated tapping and holding with this band. All right? Now I'm going to just take and put the band like a slingshot. See? Just like that. In fact, that's a great move to warm up to the next move that we're going to do. Yes, we're going to use free weights this morning, but right now we're using a band. Okay? This is a little looped band. And if you only have long bands, tie a knot and then use it. Now, every time you use these, you need to check it for little holes because this is like a, rubber band and they wear out. I mean, I think they're only $10 when you find them places. I'm not sure about the extra long ones. These are extra long. Okay, you ready? So I'm going to go pull. And in order to pull, you see I have it between my thumb and my hand, just like that. And it's quite easy to work with it like that. So I'm straddling right here, and I'm going to go pull, and then I'm going to go pull. Now, little caveat here, that means a little back step. You people out there, and I include myself, with shoulder issues, you need to do everything to make your shoulders stronger. Don't hurt your shoulders. Number one, use a light band if you have shoulder issues. Number two, do not come all the way up here. Yeah, that's a great goal, but you need to go down further because that will protect your joint. Then you come in, then you go this way and you drop your shoulders, just like I'm dropping my knees here, okay? So I'm going to go back and forth, pull gently, back and forth, pull gently, go lower if up here gives you a problem. Yeah, you can aspire to getting it up here, but you can stay right here and do a fine job and not hurt your shoulders. See how I'm just going pull, and I'm staying in a what? I'm staying in a knee bent, hip back position. That's called a hip hinge. I'm just taking a wide stance because I'm working over my little pillow, my little disc, okay? And see, when I pull this in here, it's just like you were doing archery, okay? Take a breath, pull. Take a breath, pull. Okay, now we're going to rock and roll. Are you ready? So you're going to go pull, tap, bring it down. Make sure your stance is good. Okay, push your butt back, say rib cage up, shoulders down. I'm going from my midfoot, middle of the foot to my heel, back and forth. I'm shifting a lot. See, whenever I do this kind of a pull, I'm going to go tap, 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 tap. Yeah. Keep it low. Do not lock your arm. Many of you are trying to, or you want to lock your arm. Don't do it. Okay? Just keep your elbow soft. That's all. When you go way out like that, keep your elbow soft. Oh, I might add, if you're worried about these things breaking and flipping you in the face, you do have to think about that. And that's why I be very careful when I use these with kids. Usually they don't have the acumen or the coordination to deal with these, especially when they flip, because they're not counting on that. Okay, I'm keeping my shoulders low. I'm shifting, I'm tapping. My stomach's tight. If you catch your foot, that's good, that's okay. But be ready for that. That's part of all of my classes, is trying to put you in a situation where you have to, if you catch your foot on something, you have to kind of get yourself out of it. Okay, stay with me. Take a breath, drop your shoulders, hip hinge, push back, tap, keep your shoulders down. It's a pull. So see, when I add even this medium pull, man, does that up your workload. Woo! Keep your tummy tight and your chin down, right? Right. Breath, breath, just 3 more. Here we go. And that's 2. And that's 3. Okay? That was 1 and 2 and, Kathy. Usually she does that. She counts it 1 and 2 and, but she'll let me know. Okay. Okay. Now I'm back up on my little disc, right? I'm going to do the same kind of a thing with the hold of my band. So if you've got a band, and if you don't have a band, time, this is going to be introducing the bands. And some people will pull this up because they like bands. If you don't have a band, go ahead and pick up a lightweight or medium light. And you can do the same thing with a weight, a free weight. So I'm on my pillow. So I want to add that challenge right now because see, when you're on your pillow, even when you do the heel up type thing and you shift and you do heel up, see, that adds a lot of complexity. And a lot of people mistakenly come onto the class, and if they do the whole class and they really try at the positionings that I try to put you in, they're shocked that they're sore like the next day. But you're finally letting all your proprioceptive muscles or awareness that's in your brain, but it's connected to how your muscles work. So when you really be careful with your joints, don't lock them, don't overextend them, and use your balance mediums. Now I'm going to add this little tapping. See, I brought that up. Remember we warmed up with this and I let you put your toe onto the ground. Well, you can always put your toe on the ground if you need to. But as I pull, I don't want to overlean, but if I've got balance and I can do a compound move, then I will. If that's not possible, then you just use a weight and you tap and you pull. See? So if you are somebody that's having a trouble with balance and you cannot do this without putting your hand on the chair, okay, then you either do it with 2 feet and the band, okay, which you're going to do your hand like this. You're going to hold it right down here at your knee. And then I'm going to take this arm, opposite arm, with my palm up, and I'm going to pull. See that? So I just want to go from a hip hinge to standing. See that? So I'm keeping this hand down and I'm pulling with resistance against that band. But if I don't have a band, or if I don't want to stand up here, or if I can't do it without holding, then I'll do this with a weight. It's perfectly fine. You'll get good benefit. I'm just introducing how to do some really classic moves, especially for your upper body, with these little stinking bands. They're really easy to put in your purse. Take a breath. And I might add, when you have these bands, whether you have the regular length or the extra long, so what I'm using this morning is an extra long, okay? See how I'm hip hinging and I'm bringing my hand up? Keep my elbows down and I'm pulling. So this makes me drop my shoulders. I have to stabilize through my shoulders while I do this pull. So whereas it's not that much on my bicep, wow, what is it doing on the stability shoulder between the back, between the shoulder blades? Big time. Okay, I'm in 3 more. Here we go. Breath, breath. 1 more. Breath. Hold, hold, hold. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get the double benefit of this holding, working this back arm. And if you did that whole thing with me, you felt it. Yay. Okay, change. So I'm going to go in my other hand. And so I'll get up close so you'll see. See, I'm just going to do it like that. So I'm good to go there. And again, I'm standing on here because I'm wanting the extra complexity of trying to balance. And I'm going to be doing little presses, okay? So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to put this down. So instead of doing the slingshot, I'm just going to go like I'm grabbing on top of my knee. That's basically what I'm doing. And so I already have my band right here, and I just go like that. See that? So here I am. So I get the full band so it doesn't cut into my palm. Okay? And I push back just a little. See? Push back just a little on your butt. Don't go way deep. Just a little right here. Soften your knees. Drop your shoulders. My hand's on top of my knee. And I'm going to go boom. So I'm holding this down. I'm going to go, whoa. Breath. 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 Keep your palm up. Your palm up. And you can make a fist if you want to. It's a pull, just like bicep curl. So if you don't have a band, what you should be doing now is a bicep curl with a lightweight or a medium lightweight. See that? So I'm hanging on down here, keeping my arm steadying this move right here, and I'm curling. Okay? So if you're a little bit bent at the hip hinge, make sure your butt's back. Make sure you're not flexing your back. This is all done by keeping your shoulder down. And wow, are you working the back of the arm on this one? And you're working through the shoulders. You're working through the whole shoulder girdle because you're keeping your shoulders down as you pull. Down as you pull. Breath, breath, go. Breath, go. Breath. And go. One more. And back down. Woo! Okay. Do you enjoy the bands yet? I know. They're, oh dear. She's woke up. That's my dog. My little rat dog. Okay. We're sitting in the chair. I have my bands. This one, I would encourage you for shoulders and for injuries through your legs, your ankles, whatever. Of course, you would use a lightweight. Most people can handle or should use a medium resistance band on their legs. And what are we going to do? We're going to do some leg work. But at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and get my weights, my free weights ready. So if you have a sack of beans, if you have, you know, a jug of water that you filled up for weight, whatever you have, you're going to go ahead and pull that up. So what am I picking? I'm picking a 9-pounder for me because I'm sitting down. I'm going to do some arm challenges while I add some leg challenges. Okay. So I'm going to pull up a 9-pounder because I'm pretty warmed up with my upper body right now. And so it's a pretty safe bet that I'm ready to use these. I'm going to put one on one side, one on the other side. So I'm ready to go. And what I'm going to do is drop my shoulders, open at my hip, bring my leg up. See that? I'm going to put my loop around my shoe here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to loop my toe under there. I don't even have to bring it up in order to do it. You can bend forward and finagle it around your little feet. I said little as I put it over my size 10 feet. Okay. So now you have it around your ankles, correct? Okay. We're going to end with that position and we're going to do some standing challenges with the band. But before we do that, we're going to work on some very important structures in your for your knee, your back, and your hip. So I'm going to take the band and I'm going to bring it on up and I'm going to bring it right up so it's just over my knee right here, sitting down. See that? So here I am. So I can step out here and it's resisting. And then I take one and I do a pull like this. Pull. So see, my knee is in line. I say rib cage up. I open back, drop my shoulders. I have a foundational plant for one leg, I don't care which. So the other one, when I'm ready to swing it out, I just open it like you're opening a door. See that? So I just open it like that. Now immediately, if you have a decent pull on a band, and I hope you don't have too heavy of a resistance band. So you're going to start at shoulder width with your feet and your knees. Then you're going to open back, and then you're going to open the door and shut the door. See, I'm going to open the door and shut the door. Open the door and shut the door. So the reason I say this is a door that's swinging open stays in the same line, correct? If you open a door, you don't have the top part going before the bottom part, or the bottom part going before the top part, do you? You want to treat your leg just like that, like a door. So open it and back. Say rib cage up. And see, I'm not using the backrest here. See that? I'm hanging on here with my core. And you should be really starting to feel this right through here, not your lower back. No. Because my rib cage is up. And I'm just really working through my hip here. I got 2 more. Breath. 1 more. Breath. So this should have been just screaming right then. Okay? So release the pressure by doing what? Bringing your knees together. Lean in. That will totally release that part that got so hot. All right? So I'm going to lean in. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. And wow, does that feel good to get that release after you really worked your muscle. Okay? So I'm hoping that you guys pulled up a YouTube channel. But I'll tell you, and I did a lot of heavy work. But I don't go through a lot of this because I do a lot of joint type innervation and stuff because that's where we have a lot of problems. So I understand joint issues. Okay. Did you notice? I just now let you rest. Did you notice that? Good. This was a rest, Kathy. So now you step out. See? And remember the door? Remember? So if I'm using the door analogy with my movement patterns right now, I won't have a knee in here and a foot out here because they have to be in the same line. So when you step out like this, see, and I'm going to use this leg this time. So I'm going to lift this leg. But before I lift this leg, what am I going to do? Drop my shoulders, drop my chin, open back, tighten up. Yes, now we're ready. Take a breath. Bring that leg up. Now you're going to go out and back in. See, I'm going to go out and back in. So this is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. Yeah. I've had 5 different operations through my life on this and finally ended with a knee replacement. So you're going to have your foot swinging out and in, and you're only going to have it up about 1 inch off the floor. That's it. Open back from the hip. Tighten up. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Go out. Bring it in. Go out. Bring it in. Go out. Bring it in. Hold fast. Remember the door. Don't take your foot quicker or sooner than your knee, nor your knee quicker than your foot. Take a breath. You're going to find weaknesses on one side more than the other. Mine is heating up right here because I know that this is weaker. Take a breath. Open. Take a rest. Now I'm going to come back in and finish this set, but I'm trying to show you how to work sets. Sets are just set up so that you can take a rest, okay? when your muscle gets stronger and you can do a stronger, more complete contraction, then you don't have to rest so much. But I can tell you this side of me is much weaker than this side. Weird, isn't it? Hips are a big deal. So if you have hips replaced, pay attention. Good for you, because this will help you tremendously, but you do have to consider you've got a different way to move here. Okay, now I'm going to finish the set on this side. I let it rest. So drop your chin, drop your shoulders, rib cage up, open, lift the leg. This one's still anchored. This is our anchor leg. I'm going to go out and in, and I'm going to maybe do 6 to 8. Okay, because I was trying to get on these, I'm trying to get 3 sets of 10. That was my goal. Anytime I'm using bands or a lighter pull, I want to do more repeats. Okay, take a breath. Okay, so this leg is just up about an inch. Say rib cage up, breath. I got maybe 3 more, and then this is just going on me. Okay, again, and one more. And bring it in. Whoa, it should get your attention. Yes. Take a big deep breath. Okay, so you can do all kinds of cool things. And before we pick up our weights, we're going to stand right up here in our little space right in front of our chair. Okay, I'm going to put my weights back here so I don't trip on them. So my only worry whenever I deal with anybody, can be anybody, I don't care what age, when you're using bands and you're standing up and they're around any part of your leg, whether it's the knee, right now I have it just above the knee, ankle, anything, is of course getting tangled up and tripping. So we're not going to try to walk with this. I just want to do one little stand up. So I'm right here. I'm going to use my hands here if I need to. If I need to have some help over the sticking point, see that? My feet are flat on the floor. I'm going to push my butt back. Use my hands if I need to. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. And you're going to stay right down here in a hip hinge squat. Then stand up. Okay? So when you stood up and you've got this band around your knees, and let's say you don't have your band today. No problem. You can do every single thing we're doing. It just won't be have as much resistance. That's all. Okay? So I'm going to go out, out. See that? Then I'm going to come in. Not all the way in. So see, I'm already standing in a wide stance. Okay, I'm on the floor. I'm not on my pillow. So I'm going to do a tiny hip hinge. See? And I'm going to take this out. And then I'm going to take this out. But I'm keeping my knees from collapsing in or going out. Okay? Then I'm going to come in and in. Okay? Take a breath. Hip hinge. Drop your shoulders. Tight tummy. Go out as far as you can. And then out as far as you can. And it helps, of course, if you have like a pant on, because this can, cut into your leg a bit. But if it's just a medium resistance, it shouldn't be too bad. So see, I come right here. I'm going to go out, out, and then in. And I come back up. So I do my hip hinge. I'm going to go way out. And I'm going to go way out. Okay? Then whenever I come in and stand up, I want to squeeze my butt. Take a breath. Pull my tummy in. Do it all over again. Hip hinge. I'm going to step way out and way out, okay? I'm going to stay right down into this. Now I'm going to go straight to the center, and I'm going to go down, touch the floor, and when you touch the floor, your chin should be tucked. You should be pushing into your heels in the back part of your feet. Touch. So you're going to go touching my knees. See? I'm touching my knees, hip hinged, chin tucked. Touch the floor, touch the knees, touch the floor. Keep your legs out against this resistance. Touch, 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 touch. Now come back in, okay? So you should have been feeling that all through here. Take a breath. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to sit, okay? Now I'm going to take the little band on down to my little ankles. Okie dokie. So we're going to do this one seated, and then we'll do one standing up with them around my ankles, and then we'll be done with the band, so to speak. Maybe a few little stretches at the end for our upper body. Okay, here's my weights. I already have them set up. Remember, I picked them up over here. I told you I got 9-pounders. So you're going to have whatever. You can do a lightweight. You can do your cans. You can do your bag of beans, a rock. I have 2 9-pound weights is what I have. So let me show you what we're going to be doing with our weights, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with our leg. Okay, so I'm going to grab my weights. Okie dokie. See that? So even sitting, I am going to put a really nice load all the way through my spine. So I have to be thinking about my lineup. So we're going to go from this kind of a pull to this kind of a holding on. See that? See, I'm not lifting it. I'm just putting him right here and bringing my elbow in line with my body. And then I'm going to go back to this. See? And then I'm going to go like this and just hang out here for a second. Keep my shoulders down. Keep my chin tucked. Keep my rib cage up. See that? Now the whole time that we're doing this move, curl, pull out, and just rest them on your shoulders. We're going to be working our legs. So pull, and right here. See that? Okay? Now, we may do some of these. We'll see. But I'm going to put these weights right here so I can get them in just a second. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the feet. All right? So, those of you out there who don't have your band, remember, I can get them to you. I can get you a lightweight one and a medium. They're extra long, so it's very much easier to get your feet into it. Number one, if you have big feet. But number two, if you have range of motion issues with knee issues, ankle issues, back issues, etc. So here's what we're going to do. As you're doing this kind of a thing, see, we're going to be doing this. So I have one leg that's going to go under me as far as possible. See that? And then this leg is hanging out here. Okay? Do not take your knee out outside the column. You want to stay in the column. Drop your shoulders, open, tighten. I got my knee back here and I got this one here. And all I'm going to do is put and try to lift that leg. See, I'm going to go from the heel to just to there. Just like that. Boom. See that? Don't kick it. You want to squeeze through that movement. You do not have to go to a straight leg. In fact, I don't want you to go to a straight leg. I do want you to keep your shoulders down. And for those of you who have, and you know it, a delicate back or osteoporosis, this is putting a big load on your core, especially. It's excellent. However, you will get the same benefit. It just won't be as heavy a load if you will just do one thing for me. Open back and put your shoulders on the back of the chair. See that? Now, don't use that as license to cave. See, don't do that. So you want to keep your rib cage up right here. You want to open, just lean your shoulders there. Keep your chin tucked. You're going to have your hands here. You're going to be kicking. And I don't mean kicking. I mean pressing. See, this is like a leg press. Push. And you're pushing against that resistance band. I'm telling you, if you guys got to where you could do about every other day, this type of a move, those of you with, especially those of you with hips replaced and or knee issues, Oh my goodness, this would help you so much. See this? It's just a leg press. And then we're going to be curling and bringing it right to here. And you can use your shoulders on the back of your chair. So that's doable for those of you who have osteoporosis and or delicate backs, okay? Are you ready? Drop your shoulders. I'm going to grab my weights. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to go. I'm going to start my leg work. Drop my shoulders, rib cage up. Use your chair if you need to. See this? You're just really trying to straighten against that band. And we're going to go curl, open, bring it in, curl, open, bring it back in, curl. All the time that I'm doing the curl and I'm doing the shoulder open, I'm doing the leg press. Curl, open, bring it in, curl, open, take a breath, bring it back down, keep your leg going. See, I've got about 6 more to go. Curl, open, ribcage up, curl, open, ribcage up, curl, open, breath, curl, and open. Okay, we'll bring it down and bring it in. Okay, I know that you guys are loving this move, aren't you? I can feel it. This was Kathy is going, oh brother, how'd you dream that one up? It's hurting me more than you. I'm trying to do it for your own good, okay? Because I know your joints need it. Okay. The second leg, now I'm going to bring the other leg in toward my chair as far as I can. This one, see? And then I bring this one out here. Okay, I'm set up. I'm ready to go. All right? So this time when we do this, so we have to have it around our ankles. Try not to let it roll on you. And if you don't try to bring this leg up too far, it won't roll. If it rolls on you, you're probably trying to go up too high with your leg. You don't need to go up high. I just want to put a good pressure right here, okay? And the core is working. So with this one, we did curls and opened, right? So now we're going to be doing these just to the heel, see? Rib cage up, and you just open the leg just as much as you feel you can, and then you come back to the heel. See that? And you hoover or hover right here, okay? See that? I called it hoover. One day in PE, we were doing an activity. I told the kids to hoover over their, I don't know, their scooters or something. This little bright boy came up to me and he goes, Miss Weaver, it's hover. And I'm like, well, depends on what part of the country you're from. Anyway, okay, I'm going to grab my weights because at the same time that I'm doing this, okay, I'm only going to just do this. See this? So I can be leaning back and I'm going to put those weights down and I'm going to squeeze this muscle against this weight, okay? This is working your arms without hurting your joints. Okay, stay with me on this. I should have my gloves on. Sorry about that. I forgot to get them on. Anyway, I want to get this in. I gotta hurry. Okay, so here's my weights. I'm going to lean back a bit. I have my weights right to here, right? And start going to the heel. See, start your move. Don't go straight. Keep your knees in line. Don't open the knees out. And then just bring these down and squeeze. See, kick, squeeze. And I don't mean to say kick. I mean to say press. Press that heel from the floor out. That's all. And then just straighten your arms, squeeze the backs of those arms. Drop your shoulder. Breath, push, breath, push, breath. Keep your rib cage up. Take a breath. Woo! Here we go. Push, breath, push, rib cage up. Just go down and squeeze the backs of those arms. How do you do that? You squeeze in on the barrel of that weight. Squeeze right there. Breath. Just 3 more. Here we go. One more. Put those weights down so you don't trip on. Okay, pull one heel out of your band. Pull the other foot out. Get your band. Okay? And now I'm going to give you the move that if you have shoulder issues, you should be doing this stretch every single day. If you don't have a band, you get a simple tea towel. Okay? Have a correct stance. Soften your knees, drop your shoulders, pull your elbows into your waist, and then pull against the tea towel or the band, whichever you got, and you keep your wrist in neutral. Soften your knees, drop your shoulders, rib cage up. You're not going anywhere this, or you're not trying to pull it, you're just stretching through the shoulders in a way that's going to benefit your shoulder pain greatly. I am telling you, around your shoulder blades, a lot of us get a lot of sticking points. Okay, what I'm doing right now is specifically to help you counter those pains in your shoulder. Drop your shoulders, soften your knees, keep breathing, and see, I'm just keeping a constant here with my shoulders down, my elbows are into my waist, and I'm dropping my shoulders, and I'm just keeping a tautness. I'm not trying to lift, pull, push anything. I'm just keeping my elbows in, and I'm holding a steady, and yeah, I want to get to where you can hold it for like a 30-second hold. And then drop your shoulders and release. Oh my goodness, if you do that for 30 seconds, you're just going to feel so much better in your shoulders, totally, because you have the ability to release those tightnesses yourself. That move, done like that, with a tea towel even, will help you tremendously. So this is going to be entitled Get on the Band with Resistance Bands and Strength Work. So we combined the two. So I hope when you pull this up on YouTube, you'll enjoy it again, because I know you